that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job. That's weird.
I did not ask the security guard to go up and talk to this mother and child.
Disregarded as a human, this is what it's like. So I'm just trying to go to dinner, disregarding all of my boundaries. So this is, then go away. So
it's so weird that VIP thinks they're so way too cool to do this.
And like most people, I had a difficult time finding a job in the pandemic and could not afford health insurance. Like, I've been poor.
All these houses, these $500,000 houses, 20 fucking them, that he sold to people, I guess, to live on this giant, rich Missouri compound.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Scandalous Media. Being a fan of Chappell Roan in 2026 is starting to feel a little unpredictable. Between viral fan encounters, paparazzi standoffs, and now people side-eyeing parts of her backstory, it seems like every week there's a new headline, and none of them are about the music. So what's actually going on here? And more importantly, why does this keep happening? Today we're going to take you on a deep dive into the problem with Chappell Roan, from beefing with 11-year-olds to allegedly lying about how she grew up. The internet has had enough, and I'm wondering if this will affect Chappell's career in the near future. She makes amazing music, she's got a very creative soul, giving us a new sound and look to pop music, but once the internet deems you unlikable, is it downhill from there? Before we start, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe, follow us on our social media, check us out on Apple and Spotify podcasts, and tell us your thoughts in the comment section down below. Chappell Roan versus the public. It's not every day you'll find a pop star finally hitting it big just to start berating fans and paparazzi for giving her exactly what she asked for, and yet here we are with Chappell Roan versus the public. My first time seeing Chappell was right after Hot To Go became a hit, and I stumbled on a TikTok video where she was performing the song and doing the arm movements to the dance. Once she realized that not a lot of people were following along with her, she rolled her eyes and in a flabbergasted tone went, "Why isn't anyone doing it?" It was so strange I thought it was part of the song and was some inside joke with the fans in the audience, especially since she was not that well known around that time. Turns out she just has an attitude problem. Chappell is very big on demanding space and respect from fans and the paparazzi, which I totally agree on. It's good to set boundaries, and some people do take things too far and forget that artists are people too, but it's one thing to ask for space, and it's another thing to bite the hand that feeds you. Where Chappell goes wrong is that she has a very reactive-based personality, and the way she demands things seems to be very entitled, rude, and downright aggressive. Back in August 2024, Chappell posted a TikTok video calling out creepy fan behavior, and the way she starts the video tells you everything you need to know about her.
If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window? Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, "Can I get a photo with you?"
As to why she's comparing herself to a random lady on the street will never make sense. You're a famous singer, so it's only common sense that people would stop you on the street to ask for a photo. As to how she's trying to compare the two and make them on the same level of understanding is comical. Then she goes on to say that she doesn't care if this type of behavior comes along with the career she's chosen.
I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen.
The issue with Chappell is that she wants all the good parts of fame, but can't deal with the downside. Fame isn't some new concept for Chappell or us. There have been countless artists, many of them far bigger, who've managed to navigate it without reacting the way she has. She continues the video by saying she doesn't care if it's selfish or weird to say no to a photo or a hug.
I don't give a if you think it's selfish of me to say no for a photo or for your time or for a hug.
A month after she uploaded that video in September 2024, she threatened to quit fame over the unwelcomed attention. In that same speech, she explained why she would rather not win a Grammy, saying, "My mom would love to go to the Grammys or the Brits. I'm kind of hoping I don't win because then everyone will get off my ass. See guys, we did it and we didn't win. Bye, I won't have to do this again."
Really?
It's her way of sounding extremely entitled and ungrateful that is rubbing people the wrong way. Artists who have come before Chappell and paved the way for her have all gotten snubbed by the Grammys countless times before, and here she comes going, "Yeah, I really hope I don't win." And what's funny is the entitlement to think you're just gonna win a Grammy as if it's a Teen Choice Award. Now don't get me wrong, she did win the Grammy for Best New Artist a few months later in 2025, but the Grammys are known to be prestigious and the highest award a singer could win. Being only 1 year into your career and hoping you don't win one because you don't want the attention is insane to me. If you didn't want to win a Grammy, you wouldn't have submitted your work for 8 different categories. The pop girlies in 2015 would have done anything to be nominated, let alone win. Crazy how times have changed. Chappell shading the Grammys happened right after her red carpet meltdown at the VMAs, where she told a photographer to shut the fuck up.
I gotta shut the fuck up. She missed the spot. You shut the Hey! Yeah! Yo! Your publicist. Chappell!
It's okay to defend yourself and place boundaries with the paparazzi, but this is not the first time Chappell has been aggressive on the red carpet. It seems like she thinks she is owed something different than other stars. Whether she's glaring at someone, yelling at a photographer, or pushing her assistant out of the way, the red carpet and Chappell aren't a good mix. The red carpet is also not as glamorous as some people think. It's hectic and it's loud. This is something we don't often remember because we don't have celebrities flustered and yelling in the middle of it. I'm not saying an overwhelming atmosphere can't trigger someone, but at the same time, what exactly do you think happens on the red carpet? Photographers are there, taking pictures of multiple people at the same time, and the yelling, as annoying as it is to get the attention of the stars. People are mixed about whether or not Chappell had a right to yell back at the photographer, with some saying that the photographer wasn't even cursing at her and she just took it that way. The photographer seems to be talking to someone else and saying, "I'm not going to shut the f***, she missed a spot." What do you guys think?
Shut the fuck up. She missed the spot.
While attending the premiere for Olivia Rodrigo's Guts World Tour, Chappell spots a photographer who was allegedly rude to her at the 2025 Grammys red carpet. So what happened, according to Chappell, was that on a different occasion from the VMA's red carpet, a photographer on the Grammys red carpet was being disrespectful to her, and she took it upon herself to confront them mid-red carpet. You can see her assistant trying to come and break it up because it's an awkward thing to do while you're still in the middle of posing. To be honest, those red carpet moments weren't even that bad of an issue, and it was more on the funny clock them side, with Sabrina Carpenter even making a joke about it at this year's Grammys red carpet.
You guys are so quiet this year.
Later in April 2025, Chappell appeared at the center of backlash once again when she was accused of pushing her assistant on the Fashion LA Awards red carpet. Although a second angle here makes it seem more accidental, people are saying it's still rude regardless, and you can tell her assistant looked taken aback. When it comes to celebrities confronting the paparazzi or photographers, it's always going to be easier to take the celebrity's side because they do experience a lot of aggression from them, and oftentimes when photographers are barking at you to look at them, it can be an uncomfortable experience. What is most telling about Chappell, though, is simply how she talks about the problem. In a way, it's very condescending. The head nodding, the random what, the no, you need to apologize to me. Let's just say it didn't age well. She's also very condescending when it comes to fans, which we will talk about in a moment. Just this March, Chappell was in Paris confronting those taking photos and videos of her by doing the same thing to them. While leaving her car to enter a restaurant, there were fans and paparazzi waiting for her. Chappell felt like they crossed the line just by being there, and instead of directly going to the restaurant, she confronted both the fans and the paparazzi. Acting like this as a public figure is quite embarrassing.
This is what it's like. So I'm just trying to go to dinner, and I've asked these people several times to get away from me.
Please step to the side.
Go away, and they will not. They're hiding their face because they're ashamed. Because I've asked them. These are all the.
As we stated earlier, singers more famous than her have handled the attention much more gracefully. People online started to compare Chappell with other stars like Rihanna and Kesha, who were swarmed by paparazzi in the very same city, and said notice how they kept their cool, smiled, and walked along. None of this takes away from the fact that celebrity harassment is real and boundaries are important. But it does raise a bigger question. When a celebrity can simply disengage, does calling it out publicly actually help, or does it end up shifting the focus from the boundary to the reaction? Some fans of Chappell were not entirely amused by her reaction either, with the fans saying, "I feel bad that she's hounded, however she also makes such a fuss. It feels like she's so ungrateful for her fans. Why does she act like this? I love her music and I don't mind her schooling the paparazzi, but she's mean to her fans too." Some fans were quick to defend Chappell, saying that it's crazy to be mad at her for wanting respect or saying no, but I also feel like that's not what happened either. Chappell is making a scene just to make a scene. She's very flustered by the attention that simply being a fan or paparazzi and coming up to her sets her completely off. The issue isn't be okay with the fact that I said no, the issue is I'm going to give you a reaction so big you can't help but notice anything else. And yes, there is a difference between standing up for yourself and being outright rude to people. The fact that celebrities have been calling Chappell out should tell you enough. After the Paris incident, music legend Lionel Richie calls out celebrities who are rude to fans, saying, "The universe gave you what you're asking for. Now, what is it about people you don't like? You want to be famous and rich without people? It doesn't work like that." Musician Boy George, who navigated fame for over 4 decades, also took to social media to encourage Chappell to be kind rather than resist what the world has given her, telling her she needs to own her fame. Liam Payne's ex-girlfriend even spoke out against Chappell's behavior, saying that Liam would have never said no to fans even on his most tired days.
When I was with Liam, he was literally the kindest soul to all of his fans. Whenever he'd get approached by anybody, he could be in the worst mood, he could be having the worst day, he'd walk outside of his hotel and there'd be fans there. He would make sure that he got a photo with, if he had the time, every single person there.
Fans have also talked about Chappell's treatment towards them and how she uses her persona as an excuse to be rude to fans. Some examples are her threatening fans that if they don't do the hand signs for Hot to Go, she would pull them up on stage or call them out. Here she is calling out a dad in the middle of the crowd for not doing the dance.
Oh, there's a dad in the crowd that's not doing it.
Here she is catching a fan yawning. And here she is making fun of fans who bought VIP tickets to a festival, saying that they think they're too cool to do the Hot to Go dance.
Y'all are freaks for not doing this.
It's so weird that VIP thinks they're so way too cool to do this.
And now, all of this brings us to Chappell's most controversial moment yet, where she allegedly sent over her security guard to scold and berate an 11-year-old girl with her mom. Famous soccer player Jorginho claims his wife, Kat Cavelli, and daughter were berated by Chappell's security team for nothing but a glance and a smile that came from his 11-year-old daughter when she spotted Chappell in the lobby of a hotel in Brazil. Jorginho says that his daughter woke up that morning extremely excited because she was going to see an artist she really admires, or at this point used to admire. He says that by coincidence they were staying at the same hotel as Chappell, and when she passed by them, his daughter recognized her, got excited, and wanted to make sure it was really her, as Chappell looks completely different on/off stage. In doing so, Chappell allegedly sent her security guard over to them, and he began speaking in an aggressive manner to both the wife and daughter while they were having breakfast. The security guard told Kat that she shouldn't allow her daughter to be disrespectful or harass other people. The security guard also said that he would file a complaint against them with the hotel, while the little girl sat there in tears. Jorginho says, "Honestly, I don't know at what point simply walking past a table and looking to see if someone is there can be considered harassment, and that his daughter was extremely shaken and cried a lot." He continues to say that he's lived with football, public exposure, and well-known people for many years and understands what respect and boundaries are, and a child simply admiring someone doesn't fall under any type of harassment. He ends his statement saying, "Without your fans, you would be nothing, and to the fans, she does not deserve your affection." Twitter obviously had a field day with their reactions and memes because this is not the first time Chappell has made a huge deal out of fans admiring her. Because of this, the backlash was so intense, Chappell made an apology video saying that the security guards weren't even hers and she never saw the woman or child nor told them to go after them.
A security guard who is not my personal security. I didn't even see a woman and a child.
People didn't like the fact that Chappell's body language in the apology video shows that she couldn't care less, with her lying down and shifting blame to the security guard for obviously doing what he was told to do. My guess is Chappell didn't think this would hit mainstream media, probably because she had no idea that the little girl, or the women that was with her, were connected to a famous soccer player, and that little girl was actually Jude Law's daughter, a famous actor. So now it's all, I didn't even see them. It makes you wonder how Chappell is treating other people who don't have famous parents. A few days after this happened, the security guard himself made a statement saying that he is not affiliated with Chappell, he doesn't work as her personal guard, and he made a decision based on his own judgment from what he knows about the hotel and the heightened overall security risk. In my personal opinion, I highly doubt that happened. Even if the security guard doesn't personally work for Chappell, you're not going to say that anyone who walks past you is a security threat and therefore should get berated by you. According to Chappell, there was no commotion, and she didn't even see the girl or her mom, and according to Jorginho, all the girl did was walk over and smile. So there was clearly no way for the security guard to think to himself, this situation is a huge risk. You wanna know what sounds more believable? A celebrity who has expressed that she has absolutely no patience for fans coming up to her, sending over her security to go scold some random people. When this first blew up, Chappell posted a now deleted story going, "I just woke up, I deserve my space, especially in moments like breakfast. I don't play about my breakfast." It was only after she received intense backlash and the mayor said he banned her from performing in Rio that she apologized and said she never saw them or sent anyone over to them. It's easy to pay off security to take the blame for simply reading the room wrong while doing his job, instead of letting Chappell sit there and explain how, in her mind, that made sense. Also, Kat said that this man was not working for hotel security, he was here for her because he has been affiliated with other celebrities before, such as Kim Kardashian.
And I know that Chappell has responded saying that it wasn't it wasn't her security and that she didn't do it. So 100% this security guard was not a security guard of the hotel. That's what I can say. He looks after artists. So I don't know if it was her personal security guard, but he was with her. So that is all I know.
I think it's just clear that Chappell doesn't have the patience. I mean, just look at the way she subtly sends over her security guard when she saw someone recording her from far away. In the past, Chappell has opened up about her anxiety and how some famous people might have the patience for fans and paparazzi, but she doesn't have the same patience. She says, "I don't want to be agoraphobic, that's how most of my peers feel. Every fucking artist is on this page. Everyone is uncomfortable with fans, some people just have more patience, I fucking don't." I mean, it's the unlikable ways of her throwing it in everyone's face that her other famous peers are also uncomfortable with their fans and that they just don't show it. I guess it would be fair to note that Chappell has spoken up about how anxious the attention makes her feel and how she has a hard time regulating her emotions because of it. Chappell has also been open about her bipolar disorder, and I can see how that can be a factor in her behavior. I don't fully buy the anxious argument though, because Chappell's entire persona is not giving "I'm nervous around big crowds." Nothing about her or her stage presence shows that she gets anxiety based on loud noises or big crowds. I think it's just an excuse to be entitled and rude. She is also someone who supports her opinions and beliefs in full force, and not just when they benefit her. So I do have to say, maybe in the future she will learn how to live with the attention, as it seems like she skyrocketed out of nowhere in a matter of a few short years. In the past, Chappell spoke about how a fan randomly came up and kissed her, which is totally not okay, and how some fans have even started stalking her family. Those boundaries are completely okay to make when you're getting treated this way. I think where Chappell goes wrong is that she is reactive towards everything that makes someone a celebrity, which also includes fan behavior such as recording her from a distance or smiling at her. She goes into severe detail about how creepy fan behavior is, how it freaks her out, how she'll never conform to normalizing paparazzi and fan culture, and it seems like she spends more time explaining why she hates it rather than just going about her day. She is insistent on separating the art from the artist, where if she's not on stage playing Chappell Roan, don't bother coming near her. And it really doesn't work that way. You can't demand attention from fans when you're on stage, have them sympathize with you when you cancel shows for your mental health, have them defend you for your lack of patience with them, and at the same time you have a "don't come near me or question me" attitude, disguising it as celebrity stands up for creepy behavior. A viral tweet on Twitter reads, "The only reason she can set boundaries and talk slick like this is cause she's white, and the only reason she's celebrated for being an asshole is cause she's a lesbian. I'm bored." When talking about celebrities who want star power but have no patience for the attention, Lionel Richie says, "The thing that happens a lot of times is, I tell people when they get into the business, there's one thing you didn't calculate. I hope you like people. Because if you don't like people, here's how it's going to sound. You spend the first half of your career going, look at me, look at me, look at me, and then you finally get famous, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me." He also says star power isn't for everyone, and so while Chappell sits there and throws her peers under the bus, you'll never find them exploding on their fans in public because they know that's part of the job. Nobody's saying be okay with creepy and invasive behavior, that's a given for everyone, but someone appreciating you on stage and off stage isn't the harassment you think it is. Chappell is someone who literally wants the world without the people in it. And it sucks because I think she makes amazing music and is extremely talented. A lot of celebrities don't realize their attitude towards the public makes or breaks their career. Chappell has also made some moves that hurt fans. Not only has she called them entitled for wanting a photo with her, but she has chosen to cancel shows randomly just so she can perform somewhere else. Just 5 days before her scheduled concerts in Amsterdam and Paris, Chappell cancelled both shows, citing scheduling conflicts. It was later revealed that she chose to perform at the VMAs instead. That decision frustrated fans who already spent money on tickets, travel, and accommodations. It also doesn't help that every time she opens her mouth, she sounds entitled and whiny.
Also, why the are you looking to me for some political answer? You think I have the answer?
But you're like, listen to my song. Turn it up.
Like, I'm a pop star. I wish I had the answers. I wish the president was a pop star. But she's not.
Chappell getting on the internet's last nerve is what allowed for this next part to come. Humble beginnings or clever branding. Before hitting her big break in 2024, Chappell described her upbringing to the media, explaining how she grew up in a trailer park and that was a pretty tough experience. She burst into the scene as a loud and liberal pop star with multiple hit songs that touched many of her fans. Chappell's image is that of a Midwestern princess who grew up in a conservative state and is now loud about being different and herself rather than conforming to society's beliefs. She was a breath of fresh air, although her outspoken statements can be rather contradictory. She called out her disdain for the Grammys in 2022 before going on to win the prestigious award 3 years later. In a resurfaced interview from 2022, she exclaimed, "Fuck the Grammys, it's a fucking talent show for rich people and I hope they hear this."
The Grammys. The talent show for rich people. I hope they hear this.
Furthermore, after stating on a TikTok live that if she ever won a Grammy she wouldn't turn up, in 2025 she took the stage to accept the award for Best New Artist. Although she used her speech to call out record companies to treat their artists fairly, she also made a point to mention how in the past she struggled financially. In her speech she said,
I got signed as a minor, and when I got dropped, I had 0 job experience under my belt, and like most people, I had a difficult time finding a job in the pandemic and could not afford health insurance. It was so devastating to feel so committed to my art and feel so betrayed by the system and so dehumanized to not have health.
At the time, what seemed like a rags to riches story is now being questioned by fans because Chappell's family is apparently worth millions of dollars. A fan said, Chappell Roan's family is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but she couldn't afford health insurance after getting dropped by her label when she was like 22 and young enough to still be on her parents' health insurance. Chappell's late grandfather and the inspiration behind her stage name, Dennis Chappell, was one of the original business partners of Proctor Jarvis Chappell Insurance Agency, which later became PJC Insurance of Springfield. Partner Darrell Proctor called Dennis the company dreamer, and today the company is estimated to make $9 million to $10 million in annual revenues. According to his obituary, Dennis was also an accomplished pilot and owned Silo Ridge Golf and Country Club in Missouri. Dennis lived on the golf course, which spans 6,950 yards and is home to over 300 golf members and hosts numerous statewide golf championships.
Multimillionaire and owned an absolutely massive golf course. When I say massive, I mean genuinely massive. His obituary states that he lived on and owned the golf course. And looking at the Country Club Golf Course's website on the Wayback Machine, I found an interesting page about real estate. So he owned not only this massive Country Club golf course thing, but also all these houses, these $500,000 houses, 20 fucking them, that he sold to people, I guess, to live on this giant, rich Missouri compound. And there's a video of Chappell first signing her record deal, and the same grandfather is in the background, and I just find it hilarious that she loves going on about how she named herself after him.
Chappell's parents are also incredibly successful. Chappell has often talked about how she lived in a trailer park and it was incredibly difficult, but apparently that move was short-lived and temporary as the family went on to have a very successful veterinarian business. Her mom, Dr. Kara Amstutz, is a highly accomplished veterinarian who earned her doctorate in 2000, started her own practice in 2002, and went on to gain multiple advanced certifications in canine rehabilitation, pain management, and acupuncture. She later became CEO, owning and teaching at a rehabilitation institute, founding a sports medicine practice, and lecturing nationally and internationally. Her dad, Dwight, also helped manage the practice and previously trained as a nurse working in neurological and burn intensive care units. The idea that Chappell struggled so much to find a job and couldn't afford health insurance makes no sense when you find out that her parents made millions of dollars and so did her grandfather, who she was close to. Chappell has also described growing up poor, saying that she knows how to be happy without money.
Like, I've been poor. And so I know that I can be happy and poor.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Chappell described working during the pandemic in 2024, saying, "It was fucking hard. It's not a crime to be upper class or wealthy, so that's not much of an issue, and when Chappell isn't highlighting her times at a trailer park, she is encouraging rich people to give back more, which is a good way of using her platform. I think the only crime is using adversity as a cover story so that you can look edgy." In her speech at the Resonator Awards in January, when Chappell received the Harmonizer Award, she said that her actions are influenced by those who are actively supporting marginalized communities. She said, "I only know what to do because I see other people in my life doing good things. I think that it's just an artist's, and anybody who has money is kind of your duty to give it away. I don't really know what else there is to harmony other than giving." Chappell has been very open about her upbringing, even saying that she used to be scared of flamboyant gay people, as that idea has been pushed onto her, and she needed to unlearn many beliefs that she was taught at a young age. Chappell came out as a lesbian in early 2024 and told Alex Cooper she never thought she'd be free from her restrictive upbringing. Chappell grew up in a small Christian town in Missouri where she attended church 3 times a week and went to Christian camps. A restrictive upbringing that heavily influenced her Midwest princess persona and artistic desire to escape. She has opened up about her family being Republican but still supporting and loving her, and while it's not a shock to learn about Chappell's family politically since it's what's inspired her alter ego, it is shocking to learn about them financially since Chappell was cosplaying as a poor person on the Grammy stage. Another thing that rubbed people the wrong way was when she dissed the Grammys back in 2022, saying it's a show for rich people, yet she was at a Grammys camp trying to be exactly what she is now. She also submitted her work to the Grammys 8 times. So no, it's not all F the Grammys if you are actively trying to win one. She just thinks saying all this stuff makes her sound edgy and cool. As a teenager, Chappell attended a week-long Grammys camp retreat. This retreat, called the Grammy Camp, is run by the Grammy Museum, aimed at training high school students in songwriting, performance, and music business. Chappell attended the program in 2014 when she was 16 years old and is recognized as a notable alumna of the program. Apparently, the cost to stay there was $3,000 just for that week. Chappell held a benefit concert for herself in 2014 to afford it. So Chappell's parents are rich and she's holding benefit concerts to go to Grammys camp, a bit of a confusing sequence, and yet I can see Chappell wanting to use her own money to prove to her family that she is worthy of being there. Also, rich in Missouri can mean a completely different thing than rich in, let's say, LA or New York, but she definitely wasn't a "I struggle to afford healthcare" type of person. Someone who claims they went to school with Chappell is not at all surprised by her behavior, saying, "I went to high school with her, and anyone who went to Willard from 2012 to 2015 can tell you how insufferable, homophobic, and racist she and her boyfriend were." The person continues saying, "Oh, the stories I can tell," with a photo of a young Chappell laying her head on her boyfriend's shoulder. It's unknown how true the story of this person is, but it's already viral on Twitter with over 83,000 likes. But knowing that Chappell herself has stated that she needed to unlearn certain beliefs that were pushed onto her, I don't think this is a super far-fetched rumor. Chappell also has a Republican uncle who works as a legislator and attacks marginalized communities. Now, none of this means Chappell Roan is a bad person, but it does mean people are paying closer attention. And when you're in the public eye, at some point the way you act stops being coincidence and starts becoming a pattern, and the internet only needs so little before it starts to cancel you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I want you guys to tell me your thoughts down below. How do you feel about Chappell? Does she have a right towards how she's acting, or is all of this an excuse so that a super famous pop star can explode on whoever she wants, whenever she wants? Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe, follow us on our social media, and as always, I'll see you next time.